Again, I went off the record to talk to that officer there because he a cool dude. But I'm telling you, a lot of these officers know that this is a lot of criminal activity going on in this town. And they know that these individuals who is wearing this brass is criminals, but they don't want to enforce it. Now, he gonna ride over there, but he didn't put no tickets on these cars over here. Why is that? He had to call for backup. Let me get it back over here, and then I tell me to be safe. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all won't start no shit with me. Serious. This shit can go a whole different way if need be, but I'm gonna do it the legal way. I'm gonna use their own laws against them. You see what I'm saying? This parking on the sidewalk, no tickets. All these cars up here, no tickets. Look at this car here. Parked a different way, no tickets. All these cars here are parked in between, no parking. But the problem is this, selective enforcement goes on in this town. There's a no parking sign under them trees right there, as you can see. No parking. But yet it's still parking code enforcement police officer didn't come and put a ticket on none of these cars right here. None of them. Brother got in there to tell me, talking about be safe. I'm telling you, I'm retired right now. They don't want no shit with me. I'm gonna do it the legal way. There's a no parking sign. Where is it at? Right there. And all these cars are illegally parked.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been
This individual rides around with a Takoma Park police insignia on his hat. The same ones the police ride around. And the other officer, which I ain't got nothing against, do your job, is looking for a way to arrest me. Do it. That shit don't scare me. That shit does not scare me. And that's the tactic they use on citizens. I'll lock you up. I'll arrest you. Man, get the fuck out of here. You want to arrest a man who's breaking the law. Because the chief of police breaks the law and authorizes it, that means it's okay? Get the fuck out of here. The law is the law. And as you heard him say, because he works for him, okay, the janitor works for the police department. Why isn't he allowed to walk around? Certain people can wear police insignias. That's not what that statute said. No one shall if you're not a sworn police officer, you are not supposed to be wearing those insignias. And I'm gonna tell you why they made that law. Say Bushman walked into a 7-Eleven that was being robbed, and he has that police insignias on him, and the cashier sees him. Okay, that cashier feels that law enforcement is now in the store. And 9 times out of 10, he may act out, and then it would end up may get him severely hurt because he feels there's a police officer in the store. That's just like a person, say, riding up and down the street and Bushman pulls up behind him and he has this hat on saying he's a Takoma Park police officer. As you saw when he was down there doing the traffic, he didn't have a gun on, and the little youngins, what's up, man?
There was adults in the parking lot, and I think it was.
He didn't have a gun on, and even the youngins knew he wasn't no police officer. So he pulled somebody over just because he has those insignias on him. Haven't you saw? You go look at some of the videos that cadets, reserves ride around. They're not real police officers, but they ride around in the Crown Vics with all this insignias, blue and red lights, and all these insignias on, impersonating a sworn police officer. And they get arrested because they're impersonating a police officer. Something you can't do. I don't give a fuck what he's trying to, and I knew he was going to read that part talking about if it's authorized. The law is very clear. If your captain or your chief authorizes it, he's just as crooked as the individual is doing, because he should know that it's a criminal act. And that section he was reading, in case you have these little, you ride around with, and you see these little cadets who aren't sworn in yet, who are taking a test. That's what that is geared at. Who can walk around with police on them, but they're not sworn, and they ride around with regular police officers. But they're cadets going through the academy. But they always look for something to justify them breaking the law. And I knew he was going to read that section, but that section does not apply to Mr. Bushman. Mr. Bushman is a public servant who is hired to do parking enforcement. He is not supposed to have anything that says he is a Takoma Park police officer on him, but he does. He works for a different agency. He doesn't work for the police department. He works for neighborhood, whatever services, as you saw on the back of his shirt. That's his department. But they will not arrest anybody because of that blue line. And when you confront them of someone breaking the law, just like some of these bootlickers, ass kissers, and deep throats who love to leave these comments, they try to circumvent what is written and interpret it the way they want to interpret it. Just like I told him, the officer, you believe what you want to. You're not going to arrest him? That's cool. I'm going to have a judge explain it to you. And this is why I come out here and record, so that they won't have no misunderstanding and say that this didn't take place. I asked this officer to arrest this individual for impersonating a police officer on the public street of Takoma Park, Maryland. He said no. And he went into the car and searched out all kind of shit to try to catch me. And then they got the nerve to tell me, let's work together. Get the fuck out of here. Tell me, can we get along? Like I told her, they drew first blood and they brought the battle, and I'm ready. Let's start the war. Can we all just get along? No, we can't get along. We cannot get along. And I'm gonna do it the legal way. Not the thug way like they doing, the legal way. And I'm not making up no laws. Stand by.